Hey guys, welcome back to another Genshin Impact podcast. We are back, we're live, and we have our two special guests here, Lyndon and Covista. What's up, guys?
Hey, hey, hey. What's up? Um,
Lyndon, welcome to your first podcast. First podcast.
hey, where you go?
We also have Y equals MX plus C Jordan in the building.
What you fellas are talking?
Yeah,
So we
man.
have
So Um, we're going to get right into the good stuff. Controversy with the new Archon, Zhongli 2.0 problems, or is
LB.
it? And we're also going to talk about um, Sarah as well. So we have a lot to get into. Um, So, Kuvista, what are your first impressions of the new Archon? Are you siding with the community on she has a lot of issues? Are you loving her? What's your first impressions?
All right. Firstly, I must say I'm loving her. I'm loving her because I'm using her. I already built her. I have her decently built, and I'm satisfied with what I'm getting. Um,
Nice.
the only problem I have, I'm not siding with the community totally, but the only
Yeah,
problem I have is that she doesn't work with Bedu. I don't know if Mihoyo
true.
thought it too overpowered, but the way they worded her ultimate caused her not to be able to work with Bedu and Bedu's ultimate. And that's unfortunate because they would have been a great combo. Um, but yeah, overall, I think she's a good character. She thrives off energy recharge, as we all know.
Yep.
She helps your team gain energy as well. And her damage is good. The damage is okay. I mean, it could be more, especially since she's an Archon. A
Yep.
lot of people probably expected a lot more damage, maybe um, because of I guess what she does. But her sole purpose is to be a support DPS. She's not on the field 24/7. The way her kit is designed, there are some there are some flaws. There is always room for improvement. But that's with almost
Definitely.
as they have no perfect character. So I guess you have to try to fit her into the relevant teams and make her work for what you want her to do. That's how I see it.
True. True. Good points. Linda, you back up yet? I'm guessing his connection is giving him some issues. But yeah, for me, my first I went through different phases of my bad impressions. The first the first phase was like, man, what is this unit? Where am I supposed to use this unit? Um, what is this unit supposed to do for me? I have no idea. Um, as I kept leveling her up, watching videos and testing her out and stuff, I recognize that she's a good battery um, for for quick swap teams. She works really well. I always knew she would work really well for a Eula team, but obviously I don't have Eula, so um, if she could only work in a Eula team, then she would be useless for me. Um, but with a lot of my own theory crafting and watching other people use her and you know doing my own testing, I find that she can work, and I feel like because I haven't fully built her out yet, I'm one of the few people, well, who haven't done much of like the story as yet. So I didn't have access to farming La Senora for her boss materials. So I mean, I feel like as the weeks and the days go by, I feel like more and more people will find uses for her. But
Yep.
right, yeah, right now I feel like she has her uses. I agree with the the sentiments that people are saying that she should work with Bal, and I agree with that as well. But I mean, Mihoyo is doing Shao dirty as well, not making all these new things work on Shao. The Shao is not getting the boost effect from the new Archon. Shao is not the getting to use the new spare as well. So I feel like this new patch, Mihoyo is shading Shao a lot, but so it's not only the new Archon who's getting all the shade, but yeah. Um, I believe like people are going a bit overboard with saying the Archon sucks. I don't believe she sucks. I just believe she could use some work as well as Sarah. And I believe like to me, Electro really needs a buff. And what are your thoughts on that? Covista, do you feel like Electro needs a buff or can it stay the way it is right now?
Um, that's a tricky one, you know. Originally, I thought Electro needed a buff because when you compare the reactions with other elements, there is a significant difference. Um, Literally, the only probably proper electrocharge team you could have is with Child, Xingqiu, Fischl, and Beru. Like it's
Mm,
very is when people play the game, for people that play the game for the meta and not really for waifu. Because if you're playing the game for waifu, obviously you will play with your waifu and you'll find a way to make your waifu work for you.
yeah,
But people are playing with the meta and they want to see high damage. They want to see them be able to clear stuff with efficiently and with short times. They want big damage. They need big damage to do that. And
true.
electric charge and these kinds of things not doing that for you. I'm not saying that the buff they need to give Electro is one where you would be able to see big damage, but I'm sure they could come up with a way for them to implement it and make it be like just more efficient, just more efficient, just more consistent. Like the electric charge damage not consistent in my opinion. You
Yeah,
can, and that's the problem. If that's a major problem if it is not consistent. Um, and of course it's a different type of damage because obviously it's not one big damage you're doing, but at the same time it can be underwhelming. So in terms of a buff for Electro, I will say that I think that it could use some kind of upgrade, but I don't know how exactly they're going to go about doing it or how exactly they can go about doing it. But as it relates to the Shogun, for sure, I feel like her burst should be able to work with anybody. Um, as a Shogun, I feel like, and as being a support character again, the flexibility of working with anybody is something that's very important, and I think that's something they should maybe change. I don't know
true.
how they might have to reword the entire bus, but if that's what it takes, then that's what I think they should do. But yeah, that's what I think about the electro and whatnot.
Yeah, for me personally, I feel like Electro be since they changed Geo, I mean adjusted Geo, they can change um they can change Electro as well. I feel like Electro is really underwhelming, and especially I thought like it's like Miyo is almost not really making an effort to sell these characters, and it's funny that Baal has a lot of like electric enemies in the abyss. They are, and she's like underwhelming to a lot of people, and still with all of that, she is the highest selling character that's ever come out for Genshin Impact, which is crazy. So
Yep, so
so
contradictory. Eh?
Yeah. So and like people were comparing it to when Zhongli came out, where when Zhongli sold a lot, and then there was this big controversy too with his character. I don't feel like the Baal controversy is as big as the Zhongli one, but the Chinese people are not happy at all.
Nope, they're furious.
Yeah.
If these
And
people would have rioted, they would have rioted first.
yeah, that's true. And the thing about it is like I'm all for buff. I'm all for buff. But I'm not saying that if she doesn't get a buff, then I will go crazy. I can see her uses. I feel like she could have been better, but I feel like she's not as terrible as some people are making her to you know to pin. Can you guys hear me, Jordan and Lyndon?
Yeah, yeah. Just listening.
Yeah. So Jordan, have you gotten Baal?
Yeah, after missing three 5-star characters, we finally came through yesterday. Um, I got off a single actually, so she's
Uh,
finally in my pocket. But as you guys already know, I have yet to do most
Congrats,
of.
bro. Congrats.
I know honestly, like I don't even feel like I've accomplished anything, simply because like I've done so little of the Archon quest, and I'm still not over Kazoa. Honestly, like I've lost my mojo. Like I'm in recovery. So even after getting I'm still I'm still somewhat lamenting over not getting him, because I just feel like he would have been so much better for me at least.
yeah. Well, I mean, I felt it hard when I didn't get Kazuha, but I mean, after using Ayaka for a while, I kind of got over it because Ayaka has been so useful for me. Um, but we have a Kazuha user here. I think the only Kazuha user in the group right now. What's your thoughts on Baal so far? How have you been using? What do you think of what the community is saying? Um, yeah, what's your thoughts, Lyndon?
1 second before Lyndon
Um.
goes. One
Okay.
second, Lyndon.
Sure.
Just the
Yeah.
pronunciation. Is it Baal? Because like that spelling seems to be synonymous with the biblical one. So I've been saying Baal, but is it Baal or is it Baal? Because like every time you guys say it, I wonder, am I pronouncing this wrong? Or like just before we go forward, I want to at least know how to pronounce this. Is it Baal or is it Baal?
Well, Lyndon and Covista has done the story, so I think I'll let them handle that pronunciation.
I don't think they said a Bala. I don't think they said anything like or any one of them. I think it was they were just saying either Raiden or A. They wasn't saying Bal for some reason. But from I guess from me listening to videos online, content
That
creators
means you
and
didn't pay
whatnot.
attention to the story, brother. You didn't pay attention to
I
the
didn't, I
story.
didn't, I didn't, I won't lie to you. I didn't read everything in the story. Only the interesting parts I look at and I pay attention to. But I can't remember them saying it. So tell
But
me
it'll
if
be
you
a
did this.
spoiler. It'll be a, they did talk about it, but it'll be a spoiler if I see anything too much with regards, because that's part of the story. You're going to find out why the name Baal is there, and you need to understand why the real Shogun. You're going to see all of that within the story. And as I told you last night, I had a blast going through the Akon story. It was really, you could really see the production level through that Akon story, especially the second half of that story to the mid part of it to the second half of it has really, like, honestly, I have to say it has been one of the best productions they actually have done. You could see like the game is nowhere like when it just started, where things were a little less muted in how they presented stuff. Everything is now flashy, full orchestra kind of music. You could hear, you could see like money went into doing something for this Akon quest. And I must say it's one of the best and entertaining quests. As I said, I will not spoil the story for you, but they do talk about the Nimbal and why her name is Real Sugar and all that kind of little G's and jazz. And just a whole bunch of stuff with regards to that. But I don't want to put spoilers within this group.
But
So
it's
maybe you could talk in private. Maybe you could talk in private about it.
but it's pronounced as Baal, right?
That's how I call it.
Yeah, I just
No,
That
looked it up.
did
It
but you
is
that
didn't
Bao.
say the story.
that's how I yes, that's how I remember they saying it too. So
Okay, all right, well, that's it. All right.
Yeah, I know some content creators have had people in their chat saying some saying Baal, some saying Baal. So I think some content creators just started calling her Raiden just to stop the confusion in the chat. But yeah, most people have been calling
one thing
her
I'll say
Baal.
about that, one thing I'll say about that, her name, the real gun is 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 what the game does. If you have the character, all of us have the character. That's the name you seen presented for her. So you
Yeah.
never see Bal once, eh? That's what I'll say.
I feel like it's a similar thing to these characters that switch weapons from sword to spear to sword, from bow to daggers. Like child has child Tartaglia, and to me he has another name as well. So I feel like these characters that switch weapons, they have like naming issues. But yeah, Linden, what are your thoughts on Baal so far? You there?
All right. Yeah, I'm there. Bal so far, honestly, I really love the character design. I really find she's done very posh, posh, posh. Just the way of clothes, the way of movement, the whole wish, the animation, the design. I find she looks full posh, 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 posh. Even when I play with her, I just feel like this is too elegant. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I just feel like it's too elegant right now. But what I would say with her, I have watched plenty of videos and reviews about her. The personally, I love the support mechanics about her. I really love her E in the sense of what it does, how it like
Mm,
generally any character you utilize basically do electro damage as well, and the EOE value of it. If you really build the railgun very well, it actually does something. It actually does some kind of damage. And think about it, it's like a support kind of damage where it lasts. I think it lasts 25 seconds, I believe, or 20 seconds, which is a very long time when you
yeah.
prop the E. And basically any move, like someone like Amakazawa player. So basically if I do his alt, every single character that's in the alt gets a slash, the individual slash as well. You
Oh,
understand?
I
Apart
never
from
thought about
apart
that.
from Kazawa already doing damage to each of them already with his swirl. So
Mm,
for me, it enables a easy elemental reaction for me with Kaza because of that. Usually, I'm a Diana player, unlike you that has Zhongli. I'm a Diana player for my shield. Usually I use Diana first to be able to just prop the elemental effect with Kaza. But with Bal, I don't even have to think about it. I don't have to switch to Diana first, put the shield up. I don't have to. I just use Bal, and then I just play throughout the game, and it's just always up. Really. The thing about Bal, I will say, since I don't have the catch, I don't have the weapon. I use in how I could say the Fervonian lance or
Favonius.
Fervonius lance. Yes, I'm using that, and I really find it's very underwhelming. I have that level 90 refinement free. It's very underwhelming with her. But again, I will say I haven't. build her artifacts at all. I only have one energy recharge artifact and a crit damage artifact. The crit damage is the best. The energy recharge has this crazy bad substats, defense, HP. But just for the energy, since that's what Battle use, I have it. So I have nothing, and all the rest of them is just purely low. So I really not doing any significant damage with her. So I don't want to blame just that land just totally, but I
Mm,
really believe from the showcases and everything, she can do a lot of damage with C0, especially if you have a good weapon on her and you really build an artifact, she can do damage. But with there's a C2, especially C1 and C2. C1 really brings back her, well, puts her the little ring around her at full blast very, very quick. Just a few bursts and then you're already full max stats. And with having C2, which I really wish I could get, it's difficult, but I'm hoping as the time will progress, I will get the C2 that she can really do the 60% defense shred on characters. Or not defense shred, but ignore the defense as they say. Um,
mm,
that will really bring a significant boost to her attack because I really love the burst effect for her. I don't know about y'all. I just love just press a Q and instantly the things almost die in front of you. I just love that. You understand? And then the area effect of it is very large, so it's not just one or two characters it hits. It hits generate anything you could see in your vicinity, and
mm.
generally everything is just dead. And then even after everything is dead, you still, when you use your normal slashes, you do significant damage. Significant damage. I really love that aspect of her. And when you use that, majority of your team already ultimates are backup already, or almost backup. So it's like I really love that rotation with her. The only thing is just I just need to build her to do some damage. So she could be my second sub DPS. Well, I should not second, but I said my sub DPS. Once I have her there with my main DPS with some great support, I feel she'll be good. And once I get Sarah up and running as well, which I have a C6, I could only imagine what I can do. And I'm hoping to build a team with Sarah, Baal, um, Kazaha, and Bennett. I'm hoping to build a team on switch Bennett maybe with Diana sometimes if I really need a shield sachet then. Just have a team just like that for her. I'm hoping to have that. But what I'm doing right now, I just have a Kazaha team with Shogun and Diana and Diluc because Diluc is my main DPS,
DPS.
and I just love his playstyle. Apart from every single person, even Kaza, I just love their general playstyles. Even if they have better DPS, as people might say, but I love his playstyle. I love his whole vibe. So, and I love how his ultimate basically just uses E 3 times, and his ultimate is almost basically up. And I love that Firebird. So all these little things, interactions, and I love the overload kind of proc I could still put with Diluc and Shogun. So I love that little with the swirling as well. So I love that little dynamics, and I must say that's my team thus far. I enjoying her. It's just I need artifacts, I need artifacts, I need artifacts, and I need a weapon. And then I think I should start doing some heavy, serious damage with her. That's my input with her.
That's interesting. Now, since you mentioned your team, I want to segue into the teams for Baal, because I was free crafting some teams and I saw some people posting some teams on online as well. YouTubers, content creators making their videos. Of course, the Eula team is there. People have been including Baal in the national team as well. And I was using the national team on the weekend, and the national team is really really good, yo. Like I was trying out the national team in the Abyss, and wow, they were really packing a punch. The only thing is, I've gotten so accustomed to using Zhongli, and especially as I'm on mobile, and my mobile phone is not the best of phones, so I have to deal with a bit of lag here and there and whatnot. So having a shield is really, really good for me. Um, but since I don't have the protection of the shield when I'm using a full national team with Baal, it's like it's preventing me from um, surviving as long as I will when I have a shield. So I was just thinking about it, and that's how I ended up with that team of having um, removing Shincho and putting Zhongli. So you have Zhongli, Bao, that Bennett, and Shengling. And the reason why I figured that team would work is because Bao would be a two-in-one. She would be somebody who would be like a battery for the entire team, and she would be proccing it um, overload reactions with her constant E. So she was actually she actually, since she's doing like multiple jobs in one, she actually allowed for a shield character to come in and with reaction still being done, and the basis of the team not as strong as a vaporized team, but still overload is still doing enough damage um, to warn the team, and you would have the protection of the shield. I was also thinking of another team as well, and that team uh, I follow that team because of the way the Abyss is running right now, low tide and high tide. Um, and the team consists of Child, Baal, of course, Sarah, and Diona or Zhongli, whichever one you want to go with. And the reason why I chose Diona is because she has her healing capabilities as well. So in case you needed a healer and a shielder, she would be there. That team would be like a quick swap team. Basically, you would be able to use your ease, your elemental skill, when you don't have that much energy, and on high tide you would be able to use your rotate through your ultimate. So basically, you would start off by using Baal's E so you can get the reactions going. Then you switch to Child. You hit everybody, so you make sure the hydro element is on them, and before around 6 seconds you switch. You switch to no, I got the timing wrong. No, I didn't get it wrong. Okay, yeah. So what you basically do is you start things off. Since in the abyss, everybody's ultimate is already loaded up. So you start off by using Diona's shield. Well, the thing, the whole idea is to basically how everybody use their ultimates, with Baal coming last and Sarah coming the one before the last. So the thing about Sarah is her buff lasts 6 seconds, which is almost around the same time that Baal's ultimate lasts. So basically, when you use Sarah's ultimate, you just go straight into Baal with her getting the buff. And by the time Baal uses her ultimate, then you would have people's other people's ultimate coming back, so you can basically switch and rotate the team like that. And then maybe when energy is a bit less, you can rotate and start using people's skills here and there. So you get a constant rotation of people using their ultimates, and Baal getting buffed without having Bennett on the field. So you get Sarah as both a battery and a buffer. That was one of the teams I came up with. Kavista, have you had any success in fitting Ball into a team?
Of course, man. Of course. I mean, I have Eula, so that's the perfect. I think she literally made for Eula. So that's a perfect person to use her with. I usually use them with Bennett and Zhongli. And
Yeah.
that's probably my best team right now. Um, one of my best teams in terms of damage. You gave me a team. Was it yesterday or day before? With
Yesterday. Yeah.
with Baal, Zhongli, Zhengling, and Bennett. I'm actually
Yeah.
still using that team in my open world quests and different like and traveling around the place. I'm still using that
Nice.
team. I'm loving that team. That team is extremely strong. My next thing is to use it in the abyss because it's really strong. Like monsters in the open world not surviving. I'm not even getting to use everybody
Hmm.
else. Everybody before stuff die. Um, so that seems like an abyss ready team. I'm gonna try it out probably tonight, and I'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But besides that, I haven't really tested her out with Sarah. I just build. Well, I'm in the process of building Sarah. I just missing talents. I already get it to level 80.
Oh,
Um, I,
nice.
I already get her weapon to 90. I have some okay
Gee.
artifacts on her, so she can do a good job for me. I just have to get her talents up. That's the only thing I'm missing. I think is either tomorrow or Wednesday. I'm gonna be doing that. So
Hmm.
yeah, I'll test out with Sarah because apparently Sarah is made for her.
Yeah.
Literally put it in the story. So yeah, I will try them out with a couple different characters to see what works, what's good, and what not. And yeah, man, I'll experiment still to see what. Cause she just came out. Like how long
Yeah.
the out for? I mean, she
Um,
for
that was
it's
Wednesday.
it's almost a week. It hasn't even been a week as yet.
Yeah.
So I mean, we still on the testing grounds, I would say. Um, and she still have 15 days left in the banner. So yeah, I'll keep
Yeah.
testing out different teams, see what works. But that's the teams I've tried and I'm satisfied with so far.
Okay, so Jordan, have you gotten Sarah as yet, or are you done with pulling on the banner?
Um, I guess when you say Sarah, you're relating to the new character on the banner because like I only
The
noticed her when I pull for
yeah.
I was like, who's this? I'm like, okay. Um, obviously I want to add to what I call my doll collection, so I'm pulling until I get her. I don't know if I will try to get her to see whatever. But I'll continue daily until I get her because I mean, why not?
Also,
Why not?
so you actually got Baal, but you haven't gotten Sarah yet.
No,
That's interesting.
I was really high into PT coming into this banner because I was
Oh,
Zoa, then I got coaching, and I
yeah,
failed with. Well, I wasn't really trying to get Ayaka, and then after seeing the bashing that the what was her name? It was
Yomiya.
Beyonce. Uh, I was like, yeah, I can't really deal with another book character that and I would feel underwhelmed. I didn't really like her play style too much trial run. I said maybe
Yeah.
on a rerun, but given that I just got Clee and I
Hmm.
finally actually Clee and I were finally vibing. It took us a minute, but like we're vibing now. It's like I'm not miss her because she's already like level 8 in so
Yeah.
I can she and Zhongli is about to leave the open world very soon. And I think I think right now is the best time to this new character you guys are speaking about. But nope, I haven't rolled her yet. I reckon I'll roll her in probably the next 210 pools and events going on. I was hoping you guys would talk about that. I haven't heard anything on that
Well,
yet.
yeah, we'll get there.
Um, but yeah, hoping to get some more primos from that. And based on that, if I get her, I'll try to the new squad. Uh, I, I'm still now. I have a need to get child to build him because I feel like I can just see him fitting into some of my abyss teams. Obviously, you guys know I'm a
Yeah.
big G person, and
Hmm.
like I think it's just time to go a different leaf because my geo have been like literally carrying me through a bit, and like I'm like I think it's in a sense because having Albedo, Zongi, and Nin on a team with Noel is just like I just you
Wow.
you don't play with any strategy per se. You just take damage and damage. But like I think when you get to like floor 12, especially on the first and second floor, it's all about elemental mastery and damage output and go. So yeah, it's the best time to just get on that new. By the way, what is it? What is an element? Because
Baal,
I'm no, not Baal.
Both of
The
them are Sarah,
Sarah.
it's not. Now that's the problem, to be honest. I really want to invest in electro characters right now.
Yeah.
I really wanted to prioritize seeing Hydro because I think Hydro is the element I've used the least in the game. So um, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, man. Now segueing into the Sarah section. When I saw Sarah the first time in the trailers, I was like, wow, that character looks even more amazing than Akon. Her black wings, her style, her alt being explosive and whatnot. Um, Actually using her for the first time, I was like, wow, this character feels like really clunky. Like I don't feel like the smooth transitions. Her E does no damage, and whatnot. So I spent some time, researching her, checking out and whatnot, and I came to a conclusion that for me personally, I don't know how other people would play her, but for me personally, I had absolutely had to get her at C2 for me to make her usable for me because there's no way we wanting to have to use a charge shot arrow just to get the buff. So at C2, you can just get the buff by using elemental skill, which would be a lot easier for me. I really wish a elemental skill like did damage immediately at the same time, but I mean, it is what it is. I feel like MiHoYo is kind of pulling back on like making characters really good, because I don't feel like they wanted to make another Bennett, which is fine, but I feel like they gave her too many loopholes to jump through to still do less than one of Bennett's functions. But she is still a good character. I just feel like to me, for me personally, I had to start using her at C2, um, for me to give her any runtime. But her C4 is really good for her alt, and C6 is just makes her an even crazier buff for any electro characters. So I mean at Constellations she does really well, but I think at C0, I don't know, she's a bit too clunky for me. Um, what are your thoughts on that, Lyndon?
So unlike you, I already knew Sarah I needed to get a C2. I already knew because I read the constellations and I don't know, like since I was rooting for Baal, um I got I think C2 of her during the rule for Baal. So I always had her at that level. I never really played with her without that level. And when I was watching you play with her and we were discussing her, I was telling you, man, you need to get her C2 because C2 is where it's at. Because in a sense, I understand the concept of Sarah. I'm not going to tell you I don't like. She's a type of character. If you really design, she's actually in a sense, and I think they didn't want to make her too OP because I heard some people commented it and said in the beta, And I'm just wondering, like they brought that down to six, like 4 seconds less. That's significant in Genshin Impact, huh? So, um, the thing about her is at C2, since she can drop the fail crew or the whatever they're calling it, um, basically you could just have a character buff and that's all it. Just press the E, you could buff one character 6 seconds, your damage dealer, and just do some heavy damage. And knowing how she works again with that C2, just in case again you want to do an extra boost or you the best thing I like about her to be honest.
Oh, I think. Oh,
Cut out.
yeah. Let me see if I can get him back in. Yeah, you
Um
there?
so, yeah, I'm there.
All right. Yeah, you got cut off for a bit.
Okay. What I was saying is the best thing about her is she's almost constant on for attack boosting anybody. She's clunky at it, but in a sense, she could always give you the attack boost that Bennett. You have to wait maybe a few seconds for Bennett. Not a few seconds, but like maybe 2 or 3, according to how much energy charge recharge you have on him. Before you could get it. Now Bennett, obviously, the mechanic just works fluently. But with her, I believe again because of maybe the uptime on her attack boost in a sense of always being able to provide it. You just have to switch out with her. I sorry for mobile players that doing that. I don't find that's a nice thing. But being able to just switch her each time, switch back to her and just give the attack boost, switch back to another character, and you could constantly do that. I think they try to put a little clunkiness. I don't know. That's the only way I could see it, put some clunkiness so it's not so sweet because basically you almost will make Bennett not irrelevant because Bennett will still be hidden, but in a sense, like I think they don't want to power creep what Bennett already providing. And they gave another opportunity, another way. That's I think the 10 seconds power boost in the attack would have been something that could have really hold her down more. But seeing her at 6 seconds and you need the C2 and seeing how all that works, personally, because I have a C6, I will use her more because I could get the 60% boost for electric damage. Um, but even for that, I'm not too sure if I would be too like I love her design, I love her character, I love everything about her, like in that sense of the design. I just wish it was a little more easier with a transition in utilizing her resources to better the team. But in a sense, I also want to leave on a note in the sense of I believe maybe with practice and you just get accustomed with her, it might not feel so clunky as you once would because we think about her, especially say like us today. We all were in my game playing and we're doing a co-op. We Sarah is actually a little better than Bennett in a sense of doing the power boost attack. Because basically I could just do the E. I drop one of the little power boosts. Everybody gets the attack buff. Sometimes someone runs on the other side. The boss moves. Because the thing about Bennett is when you drop it, it's basically stationary. But with her, basically you could always direct where you want the attack boost to always be at any time on the field. So in a sense, that's her advantage. And in a sense, with the uptime of her, since it's an E that gives the power boost, and even her Q gives the power boost as well. So the good thing about it, I would say, it doesn't matter what you do with her, she's able to prop that power boost. And that's one of the best things about her. But at the same time, you just have to be able to work with that clunkiness, just getting it. And by all means, she'll be a great unit for your team, especially for electric characters, especially at C6 as well, especially at C4, and especially at C2. You could see every 2 levels is a significant power boost for her. Pardon me?
It's especially when you so that she's good more or less at
I know, right? Now I want to get that girl at C6 after in the next
that's what I'm
game.
saying. Like she's definitely a major marketing employee.
Yeah, she's really good at C6. I really wish I had her at 6-6. Kind of makes me wonder if I should still be pulling, but I don't know.
I
We'll
still
see
pull your
about
hair.
that.
We gotta get a
uh,
first time that. Please be
what,
Sarah.
what,
Why I get sucrose? No.
well, yeah. I was listening to another content creator. I think I shared the video within the group, WhatsApp group today. Where a guy had some other complaints about her in terms of her jumping back for e skill. I think he said it's not as consistent, and sometimes it can like what he said was like, okay, so you're using your e skill, she jumps back, right? But you need to go forward to attack the enemy. Now you only have 6 seconds of the buff. That means you jumping back means you have to actually move closer to the enemy now. And all the time you're moving closer to the enemy, that means you're losing time on your buff. So that was one of the complaints he had on her. He also said like the E jumping back is not consistent enough. He gave some other points. I can't remember all of them right now, but um, what if what Lyndon said? I can actually see her with good recharge. She can be decent if you go if you the thing is she needs a quick swap team. There's no way she'll work on a main DPS team because obviously for main DPS like Shao, um, it's like you need Shao and Razor to be on the team all the time. You can't really quick swap between them. So the 6 seconds will really not work for these type of units. But if you have a quick swap team where you can just use a E, swap in the character, get the buff, then switch back and have time get your ult back quick enough because a ult, remember, has an 80 cost. So that's why I feel like she and Baal, he's like the perfect buffer for Baal because basically having a double electro team will basically provide a battery for the both of them. So like they're basically syncing with each other. Because if you realize the 6 seconds actually works well with Baal's ultimate on time as well. So it's like using her outside of a Baal team. I'm not sure she'll work as well outside of a Baal team, but yeah, we've just gotten her. So I mean, there are other characters to come out in the future, and I guess as people start using her more and more, we'll see um, the uses of her. But I definitely recommend getting her at C2. Kavista, any thoughts on Sarah?
Not many, not anything different from what Lyndon and you said. She's a good electro character. She's difficult to play, especially for mobile. I'm I haven't started using her as yet, so I can't say for sure. I tried her, but I haven't used her enough for me to give my judgment. Also, from watching people play her, I agree that she's clunky at C0. But again, like Lyndon said, I feel like you just need some time to get used to her style and how you can maneuver and how you can quick swap. And like you said, she needs a quick swap team because the buff only lasts for 6 seconds. So yeah, she's really good from what I've seen. The guy that was talking against her, you mentioned, I feel like in some of what he was saying is true, but at the same time he kind of contradicts himself because, and I'll give you an example. So for example, the first thing, if you like when you hold a skill, when you press the skill, it's supposed to dash back. But he was saying, why would you want to dash back when you have to go towards the thing for you to get the buff? When you hold a skill, isn't it like when you, in fact, let me try it now. When you hold a skill, I I don't know if that's true, but I'll try it myself to make sure. But I heard somebody say when you hold a skill, she doesn't dash back. She kind of dashes in the same spot. I don't know if that's true. Let me try it. But yeah, if that is true, then that will be a fix for what the guy was saying.
You're right. Let me
Uh,
try that too one time to this. Make
I
sure.
don't think I don't think she I think she still dashes back because I'm holding it and I think she still dashes. So that's not a thing then. I can't remember who said that or where I heard that.
I think I
Yeah,
did that as well.
she still dashes back from what I see at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, to me, I don't find that's a problem because the area of the explosion of the thing is really big. Like when you dash back, you're literally not going that far. You're not going that far, and it, like
And I'm just going
far
to
from the
mention that. I was just going to say that 'cause I'm trying it right now, and she really not dashing that far. It's like a little shot,
yeah,
a shot
it's
like
not far
two
from the
feet, 3 feet
radius. It's not far from the radius of the explosion, anyway. So I feel
at you
like
too,
to
eh?
me, no, well, yeah, but well, yeah, that's true. That's true. And another thing too, keep that in mind because I learned that too by watching a guide for her. When you dash back, you have like 18 seconds before you can shoot with your arrow before the skill expire. So like after you use the skill, you can shoot with the arrow and you putting down the mine kind of thing for it to explode. You have like literally 18 seconds from the time you use the skill before you can shoot the ground before it expire. So you can switch characters, come back to her, and then shoot the ground. It will still do the explosion on the ground. I don't know if any of you knew that, but I read her kit and I didn't see. I can't remember seeing that. But then when I watched somebody, so if you use a skill, she gets a blinking thing on her wrist, and then you can switch characters. You can come back to her. She will still have it, but that blinking thing on her wrist is the explosion when she shoot the ground. I don't know if any of you knew that. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I saw that. Yeah.
that's just a helpful thing. Because I didn't realize I like when I figured that out, I say, hey, that's really helpful. Like you could literally she literally made for a quick swap team. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, man, she's made for Raiden. Her skills literally work with Raiden perfectly. The girl she's a good. I mean, they couldn't make her as strong as Bennett in terms of her buff because her buff is a lot more accessible than Bennett's own. Considering his is his burst and hers is just a skill or shooting the ground. It's like really accessible. And yeah, man. She's good. I cannot wait to use her properly. I cannot wait.
Yeah. I have it there. It'll be a little while. I think a lot of people said using her on the new artifact set, the recharge artifact set would be good for her. I think I'll build on full noblesse. Um,
I don't know
just
who's
as like
playing
a
right
pure.
now, but boy, this was going in.
uh,
There's somebody tapping us in the background. Poor guy.
yeah, but yeah, like I was saying, I feel she'll be good in certain sections of the team. Her burst is still a bit weaker than Bennett's own. I feel like they could have at least made, since Bennett does so much more than she does. I feel like they could have at least made the burst in terms of power, um, at least at the same level with Bennett, because her burst is much shorter and doesn't. Yeah, so but she doesn't heal, but it is what it is for her. So let's switch up to the topic you want to talk about, Jordan. The the new the new what do they call these things again? The new event. Yeah. What do you think about the new event?
Really so far, I haven't done much of the event, because like I told you, I'm coming out of like my relapse with Kazoa.
Yeah.
So I'm just back into the game. I'm actually just out there smashing the list trying to get to floor 12. That fire cube. That fire, honestly, these cubes are really the death of me. Like I finally got my clee strong enough so I can destroy the cube within like the first minute. But then that fire cube is
Yeah.
just bouncing around everywhere. So I don't know if this team is making sense because Ganyu is like a one shot. I just need like 3 or 4 shots with her and I'll kill the cube. So just before I get there, I'm just trying. I don't know if you guys have any recommendations, but I have a Barbara, Ganyu, Diona, Noel team. So I'm just shielding Ganyu and I'm just breaking the shield with Barbara and I'm just shooting it down with Ganyu. But I'm taking advice if anybody is throwing advice out. Um, with the event has been good. I must say, it's made me proud of my own personal team. It's such a good feeling when your own characters make the NPC characters look like crap. Like
I know. Right?
I'm
I
like
was so
I was looking at the NPC characters and I'm like, you're not bad, you know. But like my guys would put you all to shame any day of the week. Obviously, my Java has yet to be built, so I'd have a choice. But honestly, this probably has been my favorite event to an extent, simply because it feels like I'm doing a tag team match, like in wrestling, and
Yeah.
like it really makes me see who plays together the best. Like I don't know what
Mm.
your duos have been like, but I'm still in the abyss, so I cannot say my exact duo. But I feel like I've been using your recommendations so far, like just from conversations we've had in the past, and I've seen which teams actually use facial, guys. I know it's mad for me to say, but I actually use facial for the first time, and I was like, yeah, I'm not using her again. She sucks. But it was nice. It was nice. It was nice trying to use her. Trying to use
you
her. Yeah.
What?
It was
You
not.
think
It was
I'm
nice
like,
using her. You know, it was nice using her, but like, I'm like, hell no. Like, I really, I'm pleased that I never used her. I used her with child because I always heard y'all talk
yeah,
about
that's
female
yeah,
child
that's
is
what
the
I
key.
use together.
So I used them, and I was like, oh, yeah, no, not really. This is not happening. 100%. Like, definitely, her burst is not for me, and that's freaking me out. I don't have no idea how to control this. I'm like, so I'm never going to use this again. Um, but you know, there's like a jump buff, right? That combination with Zhao and Kaching or Zhao and Venti is so
yeah.
beautiful, bro.
Yes, yes, I
Makes me want to cry because it's like if you're doing mobs, Venti will just you already know what Venti does. The black hole, the supernova. He jumps up with when you hold
Mm.
down his E, boom, additional plunge damage. And if anything happens, Zhao is on the scene, and you know Zhao is the plunge king. So
Yeah.
it's like the way I was just like I got up to 2,500 points because solely because of these guys, and like I was not even trying, and just the other combinations with, for example, you take somebody like Albedo and Ningguan, just with the area, the constant AOE damage, the constant damage Ning does, or someone like Klee and what's the water guy? His name
Chinchu.
think
Jinshu. Honestly, that was the first time I see Klee hit like 51K in like a charged attack, and it was just a beautiful thing to see. So yeah, I've been loving this event in terms of like seeing what's the best tag teams. I've still yet to find what's the best tag team for Ganyu because she's just like a beast on her own. But yeah, like feel free to throw in new ideas because honestly, I'm loving this event. It's been getting harder, but yeah, this event they have not disappointed me with any of their somewhat PvP type of events. Yeah. So sorry to take so long, but yeah, basically this event I've been loving it. Honestly, it's the best thing to have brought me back. I would have loved to have somebody like Kazoa and say maybe Kazuo and Klee, that would have been a very good combo with the way he collects all of the bombs. Or Kazuo and I don't know anybody with some really good AoE damage, but I love the little attributes that they throw into it as well, especially the charged attack buffs. For a person like me who uses a lot of charged attack characters like a Ching, Klee, um, Yanfei, as well as Ganyu, of course. Like honestly, it's been a beautiful show. So I just wish they had some kind of co-op type of combination where two of our characters come in and we get to see Dawn on display or Curvel on display or Kavista as they would say or
Yeah,
Timlin
that's
on
actually a
display
good idea.
and like I would come in and we have to basically maybe do the time trial. I would have loved something like that, but it is what it is. The event is like really good.
Yeah.
I, I
Um,
agree.
yeah, Kovista, you can go on the event.
Oh yeah. I agree. I agree 100%. I don't know what I like about the event the most is I've built a lot of characters there, and I like the fact that I can use all of them in one, just tag teaming all around. It makes you find like it makes you couple characters together and see who works well together. Especially with the different buffs they give you, like the plunging thing Jordan mentioned. But yeah,
Yeah.
it makes me it made me see like the different groups of characters I have and which one would be best in a two-man team essentially. I find that event was easy, by the way, like really like too easy. I don't know.
What?
I guess characters really built. Maybe that's why. But then I find it was too easy. I find like stuff was just dying too fast. The only characters that were really struggling there were single target characters. But as long as you have AOE characters, any animal character would destroy that. But I find it was easy. I cleared everything gold on the first attempt. I mean, it didn't give me a challenge per se, but I like the concept of it.
Guys,
It was
say
it was fun to play. It was fun, really, really, really fun to play with the tag team. Um, so yeah, yeah, that's essentially it. It's not much on the event. It was just fun to play. I like the idea of it. I think they should bring back something similar, like what Jordan was explaining, where we could see each other or time trial. But yeah, yeah, it was really fun, man. Really, really fun.
all hail Coovel.
What about what about you, Lyndon? How did you enjoy the event?
Man, I'm actually doing the event now. I actually almost finished everything in it. The only thing is I cannot reach the. I see Jordan saying he reached 2,500 points. I'm like, I only could reach maybe touch like I just did like the almost the last one, and I just reached 900 points. But I playing on normal. I'm not playing on the difficult, the harder difficulty because I don't have much. I don't have much characters built. But what I really love about this event, and I must say, I get to try Ganyu, I get to try Child, I get to try characters I don't have, and it's awesome. It's awesome feeling. I really love how Child playstyle actually is. I don't know if I don't know the trial characters they give you have higher consolation, but I really love the play style in that kind of mode. Ganyu, I've been playing with Ganyu there. So first time I could play with Ganyu. So Jordan, I have a Ganyu right now on my team. So hey, I could do something.
You don't have a
So
gun.
so I like that aspect of it. I've been trying to do it and trying to get those promos, trying to get those gems, trying to get those books, and I love that event. I really love it. I wish that event will do, and I wish they would do another event like that where you could have an event similar to that, but like and it's almost like an NS event. Like you know how they are the NS event, but something similar to that, but you could do it for co-op partner. So they say me and Covell or me and Don, we one of each of us have one characters, and we try to combine our strengths together to destroy the things together in that kind of thing. I find that would be a good and a great way to showcase that event as well. Will you believe it if you're gonna bring a co-op aspect to it as well?
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely,
100%,
definitely.
100%. I'm still
Yeah.
waiting for these people to incorporate my PvP once and for all. But you know, patience.
Yeah. Um, for me and the event, I was a bit disappointed in a way. Well, I guess that's my fault for the expectations or what people actually the way people were actually explaining it. I personally thought that you would be able to choose all of the characters, uh, not just a select few of them. And the disappointing thing about it for me was a lot of the characters that were available to be chosen. I already had them. I already had Shao. I already had like so many of these characters. Yeah, I think the only few characters I didn't have were maybe those like Ganyu. Who else I didn't have? I didn't. I did I I had a Ningguang, but my Ningguang wasn't built, so I could have used Ningguang there. My Yanfei is not built either, so I could have used Yanfei. But I thought like they would have a lot more. Like I thought the whole point of the thing was to try characters that you haven't tried before. So I thought they would give you options to choose like any character. So like Jordan said, like maybe you could have gotten to try Kosuha there. Maybe I could have tried Eula and whatnot. And I was kind of disappointed that I didn't get to try out these characters. But yeah, the event is interesting. I like the whole mechanic of being able to have like a whole set of a whole team with like a partner, kind of like a partner, and it's kind of forcing you to actually switch between your teams constantly, or else you'll be losing damage or whatnot. Um, for me personally, I was kind of I was kind of overwhelmed with all the changes, like having to go unlock my teapot finally. I finally unlocked my teapot after how many patches um, to get the fishing thing going, and then I finally started doing my Ayaka New Mia quest. So it's like I was doing so much that I didn't really have time to give to the event. So basically, I've only done the event for primos alone. I haven't really, I haven't really actually taken the event seriously. I've just been doing it for the primos. But I said maybe after things calm down a bit, I'll actually do it. Maybe. But yeah, all my stuff is on bronze. But yeah, man, the event seems cool, and hopefully we keep getting more and more events. And like everybody has been saying, we need better co-op functions in the game. So hopefully MiHoYo is listening and they figure out a way to implement that. Now, I'm going to segue into, well, not segue, but like move into another something I just actually found out today. Well, these are actually rumors, so take it with a big grain of salt. But the rumor mill has it that shield meta is about to end. And when I heard that, that was a big a big punch to the face for me because man, I ever since I've gotten Zhongli, man, Shield Meta has been great for me. So to hear Shield Meta is about to end was a big blow to the face for me, and the way the way it seems to um probably be in effect in 2.2 is that I think a lot of the new enemies that are going to come out are going to be able to um, get past your shield and have certain effects that cause bleeding and whatnot. So basically, we will be moving from the shield meta to the heal meta. So, which kind of makes sense as to why Kokomi wouldn't be useless, but she would actually be really good if that is the case. And all characters that people have been, disrespecting, like Chichi and Barbara and these kind of characters, these characters might in 2.2 might have a lot more significance because of the loss of HP and the ability to for the new monsters to get past the shields, which is so. Of course, all of these things are new are rumors, but you never know, man. What are your thoughts on that if that actually take place? Let's start with Kavista.
Um, if that actually take place, that'll be, boy, that'll be crazy. That'll be crazy. And I guess it would make sense because of, like you said, Kokomi's come in, and they would need like I don't know if they will do it, but it seems like they would want people to feel like they would need to summon for her to get her healing capabilities. Um, but then to me, like if you were to take out Shield from the game, like how not take out Shield, but like make it less useful. Um, like how would you do that? Like how would you like shields are just shields. Like unless you get some enemies that bypassing shields, I don't know. I don't know. But if they do bring um they shift the meta to that direction, then I guess I'm looking forward to do it. I'm looking forward to it. It's something different. It's a different play style. It's maybe the game is going back to the early days when they had no shields or they barely had shields. And you just have to depend on healing. But yeah, I guess healing characters would be more useful. Um, yeah, because majority of characters that are like, I guess Chichi would have a place, like you said. Chichi would finally people would not be like sad about summoning for getting her. I'm sure people would still be sad because they have a lot of better characters in the game, but like she would like maybe all the healing that she provides because she basically provides a lot of healing, like too much, and I think that's why she's not needed like that. Um, because her healing is just too much right now. We do have like situations where you would need that much healing, basically. The same way Jordan built his Bennett. Like you don't need that much healing. You don't need 7K.
Hey,
You don't need 7K ticks on one of Bennett healing. That's way
listen,
too much. I mean,
listen.
uh,
Just finish your take, my brother. Just finish your take. Leave my.
but yeah, if the meta shifts towards that, I'd love to see that happen. Honestly, I'd love to see that happen. What I'm thinking is like, you know how Dendro is like when Dendro mixes with certain elements, like for example fire, it causes a burn over
Yeah.
time, a damage over time. I'm thinking
Mm,
like the way they might implement something is like that, like causing the whatever damage you receive with a shield on is damage over time. So the
yeah.
shield not really protecting you. The shield not really gonna protect you. It's gonna you're gonna still take the damage over time as if
Yeah.
you burn or poisoned or something like that. So,
Mm.
but I'll just wait and see. I'm looking forward to it. I feel like it's a bit difficult to like bypass Zhongli's shield and make Zhongli irrelevant, sort of, because mid just
Yeah.
broken right now. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Lyndon?
Linden is deep into the abyss.
What about you, Jordan?
Brothers, I sorry, I didn't mean it. I feel. I feel. All right, sorry guys. I'm there, sure.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on the supposed the rumors that um, shield meta might be over and healing meta might take over?
I personally would say I'm very happy with that because if you realize, I told you that I'm not a shield kind of person. Meaning, biggest reason I don't have shield person except for Diana, which have been holding me down. I must see from the time I got her and you told me about her and just beating her, she has really changed. And my whole experience from Genshin and my Genshin, I have actually been able to almost fight anything and not really worry too much. Um, so I could only imagine if Zhongli, like having him and how I already put in with Diana. Like Diana still has a challenger. Diana doesn't feel like a cheat with her shield. She doesn't. She really doesn't. Her shield, if you stand there, her shield just bursts, and the cooldown for her shield is like it really takes a little moment before you can actually pop it back. So in a sense, you have a vulnerability kind of sense. But with Zhongli, especially like his conquest and his
Mm.
story, I could see like every how much 6 seconds, 7 seconds, whatever. Like let's put your shield back, everything back up. If you really go in that rotation with him, you could never get touched really. If you just make sure you can get touched. So in a sense. He really makes the
That's
content in the game significantly easier. Not just easier, significantly massive, like earth shattering easier. And mine a lot of times it's even mindless, I find. Comparing to me, like someone I have to really watch I have to really watch all the moves. I have to watch everyone moves. I have to pay attention. I have to dodge. I have to jump. I have to stay back. I have to use my food. I have to do every little thing just to stay alive.
true.
So I don't feel like changing the
I agree.
meta, letting everybody finally be on equal terms and recreate the game.
Well, this
Man,
guy
I
protects
had to
equality.
I had to deal with these terms when everybody had 20. So deal with your terms. It's only, but that's an interesting perspective on that. Chavez made a point. We've already seen this with Sheckhold and Signora Boss fight, direct HP damage.
Yeah,
What's your thought on that, Calista?
yeah. That's. I guess that's how they're going to implement it. But anyway, like, how would you like? Would you create a place that have Sheckhold and the fire damage at bypassing the shield and going directly to your health? That's almost like being poisoned in a lot of games. Like whatever shield you
Yeah,
have, it ignites, then you just getting the damage. But like how? Like how? Signora is a domain. Like I trying to figure out like how they gonna like you see how they did what you call that place? Dragon Spine,
yeah.
like the Sheckle coming over time. That's
Mm,
one way to do it, and I guess, but I don't know how efficient that will be in terms of maybe if you hit monsters. Well, if monsters hit you, they will like they'll cause something like a
yeah,
bleed. Like
yeah,
you know they have bleed in
yeah.
these different types of anime and games.
I feel like that's what they're going to do. Something like a bleed. Yeah,
Yeah, them kind of things. It's damage over time stuff that alone that
yeah,
can bypass you. Yeah, so
yeah. Another thing is, I think most of my teams I usually have a shield and a healer, a shielder and a healer.
me
So
too.
I don't think it will affect me that much, especially um, having something like dealing with Shao's loss of health and running Hutao on low health and stuff like that. So I don't think it will be that crazy on me. But I mean, at the end of the day, we haven't um, seen anything yet. If Inazuma is anything to go by, we have seen the monsters increasing in strength because I mean when you compare Inazuma monsters to Mondstadt monsters, I mean Mondstadt monsters like babies by that. So I mean
Yeah,
I can definitely feel like Inazuma's monster is stronger. So you never know in 2.2 your monster strength might increase as well. So I mean I guess we'll wait and see how things will happen, but hopefully it won't be annoying. Chavez made another point. Shielder and healer Diona represent, and yeah, that's one good thing about Diona. Is like the her shield may not be as strong as Zhongli, but the fact that she can heal and shield is like one of the
yeah,
greatest things in the game.
I can't take
So
that disrespect, I have to stop the disrespect, you know.
the
How nobody don't
disrespect.
make you know well? Because y'all just disrespectful. Nobody's listening. I'm like, I ain't
No,
thinking
sure.
about that. I'm
Noel
like,
is a
y'all have
Shinra.
no respect, bro. Y'all have no respect at all. Like I'm just like I can't stand there and hear the blasphemy just continuing. I'm like, this is the era when girl was telling me about don't build your Barbara, insult my Barbara, insult. I'm like, bro, this is the era for my Barbara to rise. This is the era for the church to take its claim. The church starts,
The prophecy.
I'm
We ever
listen,
see.
I'm so if that's the case, I'm so ready for this because I have all of my hidden characters on deck. Like
That's
my
true.
Barbara is 80, my Barbara
Your
plus
Barbara is
60.
level 80?
Yeah.
What?
My Barbara is game, bro. She's game. Right now I've been playing like
Yo.
this. Right now I'm just shooting things
Yo,
down.
you're running DPS Barbara, man.
Honestly, DPS Barbara is actually a thing. DPS Barbara is basically Barbara, Sucrose, a good person for any type of vaporizing effect. So whatever you want to use, except Amber, of course, because Amber is not a real character. And like, man,
Eventually, it shot me at that, but
man, Amber is like when you were trying to sell Kaya to me. It's never gonna happen, G. It's never gonna happen. So, but I'm telling you that if that's the case, I was born ready for that because all of my characters are ready, and it's like I'm actually looking forward to using Zhongli differently because I'm like I feel I've been violating the guy. It's literally his only role is to burst and shield and burst and shield. And Zhongli has not raised a spear on somebody's except slimes.
you have to build. You have to build physical only, man.
Yeah, honestly. So if that's the case and it transitions to healing, my Bennett that Covell I have nothing good to say about. You know, this is my era in terms of healing. Oh my goodness. I see that Chavez said he need one more constellation for C6 Barber. I'm like, I think most of us are on like C15 Barber already.
I'm, I know, right?
I'm telling you, like when I see Barbara in a banner, I just get scared now. I'm like, no. I'm like, please, no. Yeah,
That's like
so
me. We should.
that's like you with Kiki, bro. Like with a
Wow.
fight. I
Chichi is
I,
my
I,
weak
rec- I
link.
reckon by the next three patches, Don will have a C6 Kiki.
Yeah. I not.
I
I'll not
agree.
be surprised to be honest.
I agree.
100%. But
Hey,
yeah,
guys, I just beat a beast again.
the whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah,
26.
yeah.
Wow, that's
Hey, Diamond,
crazy,
after.
yo.
Hey, Diamond.
That is
I just beat a
crazy.
beast.
You're officially on whale levels, man.
Man, nah,
Honestly,
man, nah, man. I ain't spending that much money in the game. But
that
remember, I told you I was struggling to beat the last chamber. I just beat it.
I
What's
just
your team?
Eula. The first team I have, no, I like, yeah. The first team I have Ayaka, Mona, Sucrose, and Diona. And the second
Hmm.
team have Eula, Baal, Zhongli, and Bennett.
what
Oh
the
boy,
hell?
Val coming crutch for
That's
you
the
there.
same team I had like last time I beat it. It's just I just substitute Fischl for Baal.
I just seen is the speed curvelers raise these new characters like at That's why
Yeah.
this game is fake. Bro,
What
in 2 days, this guy is like 80 with weapons with and I'm like, what the heck, bro? It took me like literally 3 weeks to build clean, and this guy in 2 days is playing a beast with these people like he's been raising them from Adam. Like, what the hell, man?
yo, the thing is, the thing is, like when characters come out, I don't
This
prepare.
story,
The only character I prepared for a huge amount was Zhao. When Zhao came out, I had everything I needed to get Zhao to 90. I had everything I needed to get his talents up to at least 8. I had everything I needed for his weapon. Well, I already had his weapon, and I had artifacts already built for him. For Baal, like when new characters come out and I get them, I basically focus on them only. Like I don't do anything else besides focus on them. So if I need like, well, from playing Inizuma and doing the quest in Inizuma, I've been accumulating a lot of heroes with. So I had that covered. And I had Mora built up as well since it's been a while since I got a new character. Well, yeah, it's been a while.
so what is
Um,
basically relationship goals in Genshin?
but yeah, I like focus on them and them alone. I focus on the weapon. The last thing I do usually is the talents. And for Baal, like the talents, the only talent you need is a skill and a boost. A skill at like 4 or 5 and a boost is at 7. So like I mean it's I just focus on them. I don't know, and I do it one at a time. I don't try to build like multiple characters at the same time. I just do it one at a time until I get them to somewhere I can that usable, and then I maybe try to focus on other characters. So that's how I just do it. I don't have nothing special doing. I
Yes,
just
ma'am.
build.
Yeah. So yeah, I actually agree with you, and that's how I got like that's why you when you saw my Ayaka. at that level. I was going ham to get her at that level. The only thing I haven't done for Yaka is actually farm the artifacts for, because you know that RNG thing is something else.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, man. Chavez said they nerfed the samurai so it became even easier.
Oh,
I
yeah.
guess he was talking about the abyss. So to me, from what was said, pre 2.1, like when they were expecting 2.1, in when they were reading the patches, they said the samurai don't jump back anymore. To me, I'm still seeing them jumping back. Am I wrong, or
They jumping
what?
back. What you're
Mm,
doing is what happens is they become, I don't know. That's the best way I could explain it. Like they become lighter essentially. So like animal characters that usually pick up enemies, like light enemies,
mm,
like small enemies, they can pick them
yeah,
up now. um Reactions like overload that would blast an enemy backwards, they would literally fly them backwards. The small ones, they would
mm,
literally fly them backwards now. So like you could see when you use when you use Sucro's skill, it
yeah,
picks up enemies off the ground, like it make them jump
mm,
up and lose control. That happens to
yeah,
them now. So it's almost like they became lighter, but before they were a lot heavier. And then when you use animal like stuff, it wouldn't work on them because it would do damage, but it wouldn't like lift them off the ground or like make them like disorient them. But now that
yeah,
happens, I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like I prefer when they were standing still because for some teams, when I doing damage and an enemy like I blast an enemy away, that like
yeah,
it decreases my DPS because I have to run towards them, try and get them when they get stand up, all kind of thing. So it
mm,
separates my enemies. But if they together and they stand up strong, I don't know. I feel like that. I don't know. Well, in the beast, I fled the beast both times when they were standing still, and I prefer it when they were standing still. I don't know why. I just prefer when they were standing still.
so it actually is like the nerf was actually a buff for you.
And,
It
but
was
yeah,
like a
I
buff for the enemies. Yeah.
basically I seen it like that. But yeah, like you said, they had one that was jumping back without attacking. So I
Mm,
yeah I think to me I still seen. I don't know. I feel like some one of them things dodged my attack today. Then I was like, "What? That was good timing." I don't know. Maybe it's the big ones, but no, I don't know. But yeah, I
mm,
think the smaller ones they get weaker. They got a lot weaker. I don't think these are the ones I think that used to jump back and they're not jumping back anymore. The smaller ones, like the
yeah.
smaller sunrise, and then they have the two big ones, the Electro and the Fire one. But the smaller ones that used to
Mm,
jump back a lot and they're not jumping back anymore.
yeah. I'm seeing Chavez saying his ball is 477. What's your
What?
Chavez? I guess you can type what's your how you feel ball is for you right now with that this level. Kavista, what's your ball stats right now?
Let me tell you. Her talents.
Yeah, talents and level and stuff.
Her level is 80. Um,
Mm,
I put some in a normal attacks, which I regret. But I have a normal her talents at 3, 6, and 7. Um,
yeah,
I need to. I just about going and see if I could get it to 7, 7 because I fought Signora today, but I didn't get the thing
yeah,
the for. So I'm going to use a what do you call that? The thing to convert it into the other one.
yeah. Mm.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to go
The
and do.
dream
But
solvent. Yeah,
Dream Summit, yes. So I'm going to go and do that to see if I can get her to 7, 7. But right now she's at 3, 6, 7. She level 80. I have a level 90 catch, refinement free. Her artifacts are all good, well decent. I would say they're not optimum in my opinion as yet. I want more crit
yeah,
rate and um. Her energy reach at like 260 something, so she's pretty good. She's pretty good. I'm satisfied with my ball, I must say. And I showed you all a clip today of me hitting over 100K. So, and I've hit more than that since then. But yeah,
wow, yo, that's crazy, yo.
I'm satisfied, man.
I
I'm
think
satisfied.
I don't know if it's the hardest I've hit, but I know, like while I was doing something, I just because the thing is I don't usually pay attention to the numbers while I'm fighting because of lag mobile or whatever. But I actually paid attention just recently. I saw a 50k hit from the alt. So I don't know if that's the hardest I'll hit or if I'll hit harder than that, but I'll keep paying attention to it to see how my ball keeps growing. Um, like this week, I will try to at least get her to where you're at. In terms of 80, my ball still 7166.
Oh, I
So
hit
I'll see
70k
if I can
this
get
month.
her
Sorry, my bad. Sorry.
70k with who?
E.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah. So I'll try to see if I can get to your level. Although I know I need to start doing stuff to get the catch. I'll have to check out these fishes thing because I have no idea how to fish and whatnot. I've caught a couple of fish, but I haven't really watched the videos on the fishing stuff yet. So I'll check it out to
Man, do that.
at least get the catch. Yeah,
It's
because
really good. It's really,
I
really
yeah. And I feel like it's kind of holding back my team that I don't have the catch because since Baal has my Favonius spare, then that means Shangling has another spare, which means her energy recharge is lower. So if I can get the catch, I can at least give one of them the catch. Well, Baal obviously the catch, and Shangling the Favonius spare. So both of them will have the energy recharge um, um, weapons. Yeah, Chavez said his energy is on 208. Needs better artifacts, man. You are preaching to the choir, man. I feel like everybody needs better artifacts. Well, all of us here at least. My artifacts are really bad. Like they were a lot of worse at the starting of the week. I'm getting like something slightly better, but still nowhere close to where I want to be. I actually have a 4-star artifact on bar that's level 0. So that's to show you that how I'm not getting anything good. Um, and I didn't want to level up the 4-star because I mean my resources are so low.
no man.
I
I do that.
Yeah, I actually had like high 2 million. I'm actually on 1 million right now left because of like money I've been spending on leveling up artifacts, leveling up characters, talents, and all that. So my morale is getting quite low. So I have to actually start farming more soon. But resin is, I mean,
The challenge.
you yeah, balancing your resin in terms of farming for talents or farming the bosses or farming the artifacts is so tough, man. But you have to try and get the balance.
Yeah,
Welcome back,
yeah.
Lyndon.
I got her to 7. She's 377 now. Hey,
Oh,
now,
nice, nice, nice. I think
yeah.
I was just about to say I would try to get her to 7, but I'm still level 70, so I'll try and get her to 80. Um and and then I will try and get her talents up. Linden, what's your bar like in terms of level, talents, and ER? Oh, I guess he's not in. Yeah. Anyway,
Hello, hello.
oh, you're in
I'm there.
us now.
Yes. I was saying I have her currently her boob swab at level 7, and I
Mm.
have her E at level 6, and hopefully by Wednesday, I could confirm her books so I could get her level 8 for the sword. Um, and level six. I think level six or level one for the standard normal attack. I think level one or level two.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the ER is at 220 right now.
Oh,
So
nice.
I don't know. I don't really have where she needs to be. So hopefully it did them. I'm just doing all the summons I can to hopefully be able to pull. I'm not guaranteed 50-50, but if I get a 50-50, I'll have at C2. So I'm hoping for that.
Yeah.
You have at T2, so you have at
Nice,
T1 now.
nice.
Yes.
Wait, the real? Hey,
Wait,
I can't
what?
remember.
You don't have two battles?
What? No wonder you fussing so much. I was like, what? Okay, well, good luck, man. I hope you get the C2. That
I hope
C2 is a
not.
game changer for Bali, yo. Hey, Jordan, you say you hope not.
Yeah,
He
man.
just he just going to hit.
Yeah, I'm hating it. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, man. That's very interesting. It's just interesting to hear how people are going through the journeys and stuff like that. That's why I was not really like at first I was feeling like wow, these guys doing us messed up. They didn't give the non PlayStation players what's her name again? Alloy, whatever.
Oh,
Um
yeah.
but now that I'm really thinking of it, it's like when would I have time for Alloy? Like I already putting all my focus on Baal. And then after Baal I have to start trying to build Sarah. So it's like I wouldn't have enough time and resources for Alloy anyway. So I'm just taking my time, I have other people to build and stuff like that, and
Yep.
just figuring my teams out. So yeah, yeah.
But
When Alloy comes out, then I will have used for. But for now, just focusing on what I have. Um, yeah.
Finally.
By the way, since Linden and Kavista, both of y'all have Alloy. I know y'all probably haven't invested in her yet, but Kavista, you first. What are your thoughts on Alloy so far?
from what I've seen, because like you said, I haven't invested in her. I just have her the pact on the side. The only thing I did, I got up to level 20 so I could do the first ascension to get an Aquin fit. just so I could
Oh,
su- just so I could summon. But yeah, she from what I've seen, she's not uh I don't know. She's not the best, I guess, at anything. She's not really good at anything. She's supposed to be a DPS or sub DPS, I suppose. But like a lot of aspects of a kit is not it's not ideal, and it's difficult to get things the way you want it to work. For example, a skill, it sends out bombs like Klee. Um, and in order for you to do prior damage, you need like four of these bombs for enemies to blow up, for enemies to step on them so that they could blow up. And that's
yeah,
that's really difficult to do when you're doing like normal fights, let alone if you were to use her in a beast. Now she can be strong, and if you invest and you build her, she can do okay damage, but it's just okay damage. She have no
yeah,
consolations right now. She's a 5 star. Obviously, you expect 5 stars to have an edge above at least 4 stars. But in
yeah.
my opinion, I would probably use like 4 stars like Rosaria over her in team comps just because of what she brings to the team. Um, and yeah, Aloy, I guess I've watched because I haven't built her for myself, so I can only watch videos and judge, go based on what I see she does. She doing in people's videos. But yeah, man, I expected more. Basically, I'm not dissatisfied because I haven't built her and tried out for myself as yet. And sometimes that has changed my decision on how I feel about characters. But at the same time, from what I've seen so far, I'm not. I expected a lot more from her. Essentially, yeah.
Oh, okay. So basically, you're saying she's not the 4-star Ganyu.
No, she's not. She's nowhere close to Ganyu, in my opinion.
Pagan.
But she's good for
Yeah, so
quick.
Linda, she's good for quick sub teams.
Yep,
Yes,
yep.
she's great for crypto twins. She's great for that.
Now,
She's great for
now,
that.
Lyndon, I'm thinking you might have a different perspective, might have a different perspective from Vista because you have both Benji and Kazuo that can gather her bombs together. What is your perspective on Aloy?
The thing about it, I haven't used that much. Like I did some for her, and then I didn't have it. I didn't have I got a team 20 at Scoville because you could always bring any character level 20. But I didn't have the materials or anything for her. So again, since I was going for the Shogun, my focus was just on her. And then when I got Sarah, I just trying to put two of them, let's put a team with them. But I am going to go for Aloy because as I mentioned that to you in personal conversations, but I really don't have cryo strong DPS's kind of character. Diana is basically the only cryo person I have to use, period. I'm nobody that's cryo
Yeah,
in. And Melt is the biggest reaction there. Um, so I'm like, I need to get more on that. So I'm waiting to see if they give like that's why Ganyu rerun. I actually very interested, and especially doing that event and utilizing her. I could see Emma now go for her. I really will go for her, and hopefully she's the one that comes in the next 2.2 patch, and hopefully with her I get the new Toma. I'm really looking forward to that.
yeah.
What happened? What's going on?
Yeah. Okay. I'm seeing Chavez is saying Aloy is good for farm meat and farming. I know Jordan uses his I know Jordan
I agree.
uses his more characters for that as well.
Yeah,
um
of course, of course, of course. You know who I feel I'm just going to throw in. I don't know her name. Let me actually check her
mm,
name. I'm on the character list right now. Oh crap! Wait 1 second. Just bear with me. Like 10 seconds. Maybe no, not that long. Take that back. What's her name? Speaking of farming and like farming, yo, my favorite character now. As soon as I'm done with Klee, what's her name? Oh, Isayu. Honestly,
oh, you like Sayu. Oh, I
I
didn't even know
love
you got Sayu.
yo. Sayu is so fun for me. I feel like I'm
Yeah.
playing with Sonic all over again, and I'm like, yo, the only thing I hate with what they did to her in terms of the gaming mechanics is you cannot
mm,
roll off a hill, which I find so
yeah.
unrealistic. I'm like, let the damn girl roll off a hill, man, and like if she hits her soap, she can go a little bit higher than usual. I'm like, these
Yeah.
people just trying to take away
Ayaka has that same issue too.
all of the fun from the game, but like, I just have to throw that in. Like, I can't wait to play with her. Not really for fighting because I've not fought one battle.
Yeah.
I've just been dying. But as soon as like people tell me let's do open world quests and like we have to move around, I'm like this is like free stamina, just like unlimited until my element.
Exactly.
So it's like I just roll around everywhere, like a combination
Great,
of her,
great
Razor,
try.
Venti, and like maybe Ayaka mix
Yeah.
walking around the world beautiful. Honestly, like
Hmm.
you can't go wrong. You just Razor reduces your stamina by 20%. She can roll for a long time. You have Ayaka to go across water. You have Venti to fight. Man, it's a beautiful thing, man. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful.
Plus, the double animo is more stamina for you again.
Exactly, exactly. I have yet to fight with her. I don't really understand her burst per se. I feel like it
Mm.
attracts monsters and it does something else. But she's definitely one of my next groups of people that I want to play with. So yeah, looking forward to playing with her. And stop hating
Yeah.
guys on like farming meat. Man, them they can. Man, I'm a top chef in this game, for my battle pass points every week. So
Uh,
yeah,
I usually just cook whatever I have a lot of. Yeah. Oh, Chavez also said Aloy for him. She's really fun. Not a big bow fan just because of her playstyle. I can run her on melt, but she's level 40 now. I used to cruise to get past the bomb thing. So that's good to know that a 4 star that's accessible to those of us that don't have Venti and Kasuha can actually use Sucrose to get the bomb thing. Although I don't have it yet, but that's good to know. But yeah, I'm not a really a Bo fan either, so that's why I'm not really digging that much. But yeah, I guess we'll see in the next patch. But oh, and he said also passes make them not run away one time. So I'm guessing it's kind of like what's the name, Sayu, where Sayu can correct me if I'm wrong. So where Sayu can grab sneak up on the fireflies, whatever crystal flies, I mean, and you can catch them easier. And that's one of the, like, apart from the rolling, that's one of my favorite things about Sayu, is like farming these crystal flies used to be super annoying for me, and she just makes it a whole lot easier to farm these crystal flies. So that's a really good passive for me.
Yep, yep, that's good. That's good because these things were so annoying at times.
Yeah. Speaking of that, Linden actually showed me a good place to go and catch these crystal flies, where there's a whole bunch of them in a cave area. I had
oh,
no
really.
idea about that. Yeah. So Linden, I guess you can share later on with the guys your secret crystal farming spot, um crystal flies farming spot.
Yeah, and actually it's not that hard to figure it out, guys. The flies are all there just waiting for you to take it. That's all basically, and a bunch of them, like at least five of them, one time in one spot. And every day you can just collect every single one of them, no hassle, which is more than
Where is
enough.
that place?
So the location you see there,
In
that
Liwe?
animal is in the way.
Okay, well I think I know it.
Is it by the cave?
Yeah, there's a
No,
cave. Yeah, a cave inside you go in. Yes, I think I
I
showed
think
you already, Jordan. I showed you
it,
already.
it's not the one when you farming for Geo.
For
If I'm
Knuckles
for
Jade,
you.
you get Knuckles Jade inside there.
Yes, you're getting something there like that. Yeah.
Okay, so I know it. I know it. That's a
Okay.
Yeah.
that's close to the Liwe town, eh? Um, I mean, there's a teleport waypoint to the south. Anyways, we'll send the details.
Yeah,
So,
the way I actually the way like I was able to follow Linden's instructions well to get it is actually I farm for crystals near that area, so it's like right nearby the spot. So I actually have a pickaxe icon right there in the area.
Oh,
Although I haven't farmed for crystals in a while, I should I should go look for these things. But yeah, man. But I think we've covered like most of everything. Any final thoughts?
no, nothing for now. I'll keep testing out my characters. Um, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Cover too strong, man. That's my final thought.
What?
Man, cover is too strong. Like
Yeah, you know, right?
cover and
What
cover
is it?
needs to be under investigation.
What is it? What?
Like
You said you're too strong. You need to be under investigation.
serious, Cover and his partner in crime. He knows what I'm talking about. Has to be investigated for like whale frauding. Like these guys are doing things. I cannot stay here and be silent anymore. I have to speak on the behalf of people. something is fishy here, man. Somebody have to get tested.
What?
So that's my feedback. But yeah, my takeaway is I'm hoping what Don says comes true, and all of these my healing characters can finally take the spotlight that they deserve. You know, I can finally 90 my Barbara and not feel like I have to stay silent about it. You know, and like yeah, so this is my contribution. This is my contribution.
Lyndon, any final thoughts?
What I would say, guys, I'm hoping for C2. Shogun. I'm hoping to finally get the catch at least this week. At least the first initial, not even the other initial. I'm actually looking forward to getting the battle pass weapon. And maybe even like trying that out with her as well. To bring her crit rate up because I have some of the crit damage artifacts, but I don't have crit rate. Um, and I'm hoping to start getting some really good artifacts for her and finally putting her through the paces and building up Sarah, which I really love her character design. I must say, I really love her character design. She really looks good. And we'll hopefully bring up Alloy and then, get a better way around it. Build my Bennett finally. Need to focus on my Bennett. I am on level 80, but I have a squad at level 30. What's that about? You know what I mean? Come on. So I need to do my Bennett and do some stuff, man. Just handle my account, make everybody just okay. And also my shoe, I need to start doing something with it, man. Yeah, get somewhere. I'm a type person that get distracted by the nice new shiny things. I forget about everybody else. I do like that, so we need to work on that.
Yeah, man. For me, I want to do a lot more testing. I have a lot of, I keep having a lot of, what do you call it? I have a lot of pumps that I want to try out. I'm doing my own like theory crafting. I want to keep testing, keep getting better, and um, just get a team that I'm fully satisfied with. And just keep testing out new teams, new artifacts. I really want to at least get the catch R1. I know I'm very far from that because I haven't done anything much. But I want to get on with that. Also um, I want to get on with the story as well, so I don't have to depend on people for me to fight La Senora. Get to enjoy the story. One thing I wanted to ask Lyndon, because he seemed to really enjoy the story. Was that story actually better than the whole leeway story, where you had that huge boss to fight, and then you experienced the amazing child boss battle? Was that story actually better than that whole thing
I would
of
say yes. I would
having
say
all?
yes. The
Okay.
Shogun the Shogun story was better. Especially I going to especially tell you in the second half. The second half
Mm,
it was way better. I really love everything
yeah.
that happened. I really love the dynamic. Especially, I'm a type of person you don't understand. Jordan, I always tell Jordan, I feel it for you, bro. Kazaha is a game changer. And seeing him in action in the second half of the story, I must say, I was like, mwah. I actually shouted on my bed, made some noise. I'm like, this is it. This is it. Honestly, like an epic movie. Like, you know how when you watch Avengers and you saw the big epic battle? Come on, man. That was
Mm,
a battle there for me. That was something there for me. I really find it delivered. The final boss, even the last Nora boss, all
yeah.
of that. Like, honestly, it. I must tell you the build up, everything build up. Finally, like you see the story. I'm telling you, like
Mm,
where it comes to right now is
yeah.
like from the first half when you just started the game from one strat, especially seeing how they deal with Venti. You see
Mm,
how lasting or we finally dealt with. I don't think that's too much spoilers in there already, but we finally dealt
yeah.
with. We finally approach her.
we told her we don't like how she's moving. She's moving very shady, and she's not a nice
Mm.
person. She's not a good person. We finally do a few things. I telling you honestly, you're gonna jump out of your feet. You're gonna say, "Wow!" You're gonna clap. I was clapping at the end of that. Clap him, and I'm like, "That is it. That is it."
That's good to know,
Serious.
man. That's good to know.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Hmm.
I
We
guess
have some
somebody got
public
cut off.
silence there.
Yeah, but yes, guys. So thank you so much for joining me on the podcast tonight. I think it was a wonderful podcast, and see y'all back on next Monday. Hopefully, we have a lot more stuff to talk about. So thanks again, and we're out. Oh, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.